You need, feel the vibe of this reggae. You my love, my life. This intense beat, the soul takes you.
So, alright, let's get it. So, you're from the Philly area. They have a lot of great comics that came from there. Do you feel pressure to follow in their footsteps?
Oh, in their footsteps? No. I don't feel like I'm walking in the footsteps of Kevin Hart or Todd Glass or David Brenner or whoever the big acts from Philadelphia are. No, I feel like, or I guess Shane Gillis more recently. I don't. No, I don't feel like I'm doing the same thing as those people. You know, I admire a lot of those people, but I'm not. No, it's very different. You know, you just got to do your thing. You know, it's. Yeah. I don't feel like I'm competing with those guys at all or anything like that.
Okay.
That's good. So did you always want to be a comedian?
No, I did not. I originally wanted to be like a writer.
Oh.
I wasn't exposed to a lot of stand-up comedy growing up, so I just wanted to be a writer. I read a lot of books. I got into writing a lot of short stories and fiction and nonfiction. And then in college, in 2009, right when like comedy podcasts started coming out, and comedians would just talk for like hours about like about life as a comedian and like the freedom of writing and performing, and I was like, oh, that sounds good. So I eventually did that, but it took me a while to get there. You know, I was very afraid to start doing stand-up comedy. It took me like over 4 years and like 3 times of stopping, starting. So
okay.
It was a process for me.
So were you funny as a kid, at least before stand-up?
Was I funny? I was fucking hilarious. No. That's a hard thing. I always thought that I like had instincts, like timing. I think timing is the biggest thing to learn. It's stand-up comedy is a very specific like skill, whereas like, so it's hard to tell. I thought I had the skills to be good as a stand-up comedian, but funny in the sense of like making your friends laugh, which is the best type of funny, is very different than being funny on stage and writing specifically structured jokes. And I was really into writing, so I thought I could definitely figure out writing, and I thought like I could have timing. So in that sense, I thought I could get there, but right away I didn't. There are like some people who get on stage and right away are hilarious. I was not one of those people. I like struggled. It was awkward. I had note cards. I think I used to have some with me, but I like would hold note cards and like my hands would shake, and then I drop my note cards, and then I go to pick up my note cards, and when I picked up my note cards, I accidentally unclipped the mic, and so the mic fell out, and I had to put that back in, and it was the first month was pretty crazy, but you know, I got there eventually.
Right. I can't imagine what that felt like. I mean, I do some trainings, and the first time I ever did, I felt that same way. I was like shaking and nervous, and imagine what it would be like on stage with all the lights and, you know, people staring at me. Well, I mean, people were staring at me for training, but yeah.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and they had the first mic I did. They had like a Home Depot spotlight, so it was like this really bright light in my face. I couldn't see any. For the first month, I just kept my eyes closed because the light was too bright, and yeah, it was quite an interesting experience.
So what was that?
Well, I had a lot of different stops and starts, but I think I consider my first time was when I got up on stage and then kept getting up on stage, and it was called it's still going actually. It was called the Tap Room Bar and Grill in Haddonfield, New Jersey. High Note Humor. It's still a great open mic. Like, it was one of the best open mics to start out at. But yeah.
Okay. Cool. So for your open mic, did you have to pay to get on stage, or how was it?
No. Any place outside of New York, you shouldn't have to pay to get on stage to an open mic. It's pretty rare. So it was free. It was fun. You know, it's gonna be, you're gonna be, if you're new, you're usually going up late, and it's not gonna be like a weekend. It's gonna be like a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday night. So that's kind of what the barrier to entry to doing stand-up comedy.
Okay.
But and after that, I went. There was another really good open mic I went to a lot. Like right after that was the Chameleon Club in Lancaster, the Lizard Lounge. I don't know if you know that. It's kind of morphed into another place they have out there, which I forget the name of it. But anyway, yeah. So I just started getting up on stage and doing it. And enjoying it and meeting people. I think that's the most important thing, is to just like find your crew, meet people, and enjoy that aspect of it, because that's the most important part.
I went to an open mic night once. A bunch of us were working at a conference, and the hotel that we were staying at, there was an open mic night in a restaurant right across the street, just in Harrisburg area, actually. And
we're at Harrisburg area?
Yeah.
Do you remember what it was called?
Oh, I don't remember. I pass it on occasion. I don't remember what it's called.
Was it the Boomerang?
Yes, it was the Boomerang. Yes.
The Harrisburg Comedy Zone. Sure.
Yeah. So we were there middle of the week, and there was a group of us, and we're like, let's just go over and and check it out. There was one guy that we worked with is super funny, and we were all trying to get him to like go up there and give it a shot. But we came in, we sat down the front row, and realized like within about 3 minutes that we were the only non-comics there. And they were excited to see us, because they actually had, they had people that actually perform in front of them.
But like he was saying though, because you're funny with your friends and your family, that doesn't mean you can be funny on stage. Right. Because when you're on stage, the big bright light, everything might.
Yeah.
That's actually very key to starting out stand-up comedy. Is generally speaking, most of your performances are going to be like on a weeknight, probably pretty late, in front of a few other comedians. Like, you're just going to be performing to other comedians. There's not going to be audiences generally. You have to work hard to get to audiences. So it's.
So let me ask you this. So why do you think in New York City you have to pay to get on stage versus any other places?
Supply and demand. The way open mics out here do it is they'll do it like on an off night, and there's more room. Like, a lot of restaurants will have a back room, or they'll just put you in the bar area, and that brings in people to buy drinks, because not much is going on because it's an off night. So that's how they make money. And they're not super profitable or anything like that. But I mean, big ones can be, but generally they're not. In New York City, the space is just so much more expensive, and so many more people that they'll just charge you $5, and there's so many more comedians that it's just a supply and demand thing. They can charge $5 usually for an open mic, so they will. So it's the game, I guess.
Yeah. So have you ever paid? I mean, have you ever been to New York City and paid $5 to get on stage?
Yes, I have many times. What's great about New York City is you have to pay, but you can also get on stage 5 to 10 times in a day. Like in New York City, like most open mics here, maybe you can do 1 to maybe 3 at the max in like a place like Philadelphia, and it's all like at night. Like the earliest open mic is going to be like 7, 8 o'clock. And then they'll maybe go to like midnight or like 2 in the morning, some of the really late ones. But in New York City, you can start at like noon and then go all the way till like midnight. So it's just a different way. You can get more stage time, but you have to pay for it.
Okay.
Wow. So what do you define your style of comedy? Like,
what do I define my style of storytelling? I like storytelling. I'm a big fan of like Mike Birbiglia and and comedians that like tell long form stories. So I would say I'm more of a storyteller type person.
Cool.
That fits in with what you said about writing books and stuff and
Yes.
stories before. So yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of my early bits were just me talking about, like, I was a big fan of the Hardy Boy books. I don't know if you guys know them.
I read those. Yeah.
You did, yeah. Nancy Drew and that kind of
Nancy
stuff.
Drew, right? And the
Some of my
Hardy Boys.
early bits, I would just like talk about them and how they're kind of like, if you approach them now, they're kind of ridiculous in many ways, but I really enjoyed them as a kid. So, you know, that kind of stuff, you know. But also, well, I mean, now I talk about like my life and different stories of my life and that kind of thing. And one of the most recent stories I was working on is about like going to the dentist and how they just completely messed it up. Like as a redheads specifically, this is a real medical thing. They need more anesthesia or anesthetics to numb the pain. They need more painkillers. I went to a dentist that didn't know that, so they messed up the whole thing, and I almost passed out. I screamed at the top of my lungs. They called the ambulance. It was a whole thing. So that's what I had to talk about. So that's what I
Listen, I'm sorry it happened to you, but you got the material out of
I'm
it.
gonna say this. I'm sure that comes out very hilarious.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. It does.
And
but you know, like a story, there's like moments where you laugh. There's moments where you're like, what? Or you know, there's suspense and that kind of stuff. So yeah.
That's very cool. I did not know that about redheads, though. That's really interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, most people don't. That's why, like, if it's a bigger audience, I'll be like, any like medical professionals here who can back me up, and usually there's like a nurse or a dental assistant who's like, yeah, actually, I do know that, or something like that. So I'm like, see, I'm not making this up. This sounds made up, but it's actually not made up. It's really the only thing that affects that is the specific gene that comes with red hair that affects how much anesthesia and painkillers we get, because our nervous systems are slightly different somehow. So yeah,
That's
just
wild.
the way we feel pain
Yeah, I
is
swear.
slightly different.
Every time we do an interview, I learn something new.
That's the whole point, though.
I know.
So we can learn and our viewers can learn something. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There you go. And because of that, statistically speaking, redheads do hate the dentist more than any other color of hair. That's like a real...
Wait. So, I mean, I don't have no color at all. I have no hair, dude. I'm bald. I mean, I've been bald. Listen.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm getting there. So it's...
No. You don't understand, bro. When I first met her, I was Bob Marley. I had dreadlocks and everything.
He didn't.
Can I lie in peace? Can I lie in peace? When I met her, I had dreadlocks and everything, right? And next thing you know, I say I do, my hairline say I don't. I'm just like, nah, I'm just...
What, can I ask what age your hair started going?
My late teens.
Your teens?
Yeah, late teens, yeah. I had those big M's like Batman and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, my 30s is you know, I'm 35 now, but it started then in my 30s, which I didn't, you know, some people, like, what bothers me the most, what got me the most is, like, my dad's got a full head of hair. Both my grandfathers on both sides have full hair. All my mom's brothers have full head of hair. All my dad's brothers have a full head of hair. I'm like, why did I get this? Like, this is like, I just got so unlucky. So, you know.
It's stress being a comic, man.
Yeah, it might be that. It might be.
Oh my goodness.
There you go.
So.
But no, I'm cool with it. You know, I think it's totally fine. You know, there's all this talk about people like doing operations and going to like Turkey and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I don't.
Please don't do that. No, man. Don't. Listen, I'm gonna rock this bald head until I can't rock it no more.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So